Hey there guys, just before we get into the video, if you're part of the 60% of people that watch these videos and not subscribe, do us a favour, hit that subscribe button. I put a new TCG video out at least once a day, okay? Sound good? Let's get on to the video. Right, welcome guys to the Slowpoke World, where today for our Rebel Clash, our Darkness Ablaze deck profiles, today I've got Greedent. And Greedent's actually one of my favourite cards from this new set, you know. I think it's going grossly under everyone's radar. No one's really talking about it, but it's actually insane. One of the best hit and run style attackers we've had in a recent while, really. So let's have a look. So Greedent is a stage 1 Pokemon, 120 HP with 2 attacks. I think this attack discards all tool cards, so 1 for 20 discards all tool cards from your opponent's active. And then the bottom one though, this is one we're really excited about here. For a twin energy or triple acceleration, obviously, you do 100 and you put all cards attached to it back into your hand. So the idea is you attach the triple acceleration or twin, you put it back up into your hand, promote something that you don't mind your opponent hitting, and that's it really. So let's have a look. So we start off with a full 4/4 of the Greedent. There we go, the Scovit. I think the Scovit does 1 for 40, flip a coin if heads. This attack does nothing, so you know, nothing really too crazy there. And then we get onto the Galarian Coalossal, which we play a full 3/3 of. And this is the Pokemon that we want to be spinning into most of the time, just because it only gives up 1 prize if your opponent knocks it out. But it's got an ability, when it's knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, flip a coin if heads, your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out as well. So if an ADP Ultimate raised into Galarian Coalossal and you flip heads on the ability, they're also knocked out. You're taking 3 prizes. So anytime you manage to get any value from Galarian Coalossal is absolutely bonkers, let me tell you. We then play a 1/1 of the new Golisopod. Ignore the Togepi, that is a proxy for a Wimpod. And this Golisopod, because it attacks for twin energy as well, you can always bring it out and attack with it. And what it does, 30 plus 50 for each of your opponent's V and GX in play. So that's nuts. So, you know, if they have 4 of them in play, you're doing 200. You know, and it's getting stuff like a Turnus, this is just going to spiral out of control. And you know, if you're expecting a lot of a Turnus in your local meta, play a 2/2 Golisopod. You can just rely on that really. Super strong. We play 1 Zamazenta V. This is just, you know, again, stuff like a Turnus as well. We are going into more of a VMAX format. And while you can just say, oh, you know, they just don't evolve. If you catch them and they've all evolved their VMAX, you can bang out the Zamazenta. And even if they don't evolve into a VMAX, like let's say Dragapult, for example, what is Dragapult going to do 110 to his Zamazenta? It doesn't even 2-shot. Like, you know what I mean? So Zamazenta is a good little spin pivot, and he can take multiple hits as well. Getting into the spice part of the list, we actually play a full 4 Professor Oak setup engine, and that's because Greedent or Scovit is colorless, Galarian Coalossal is psychic, and then the Golisopod, the Wimpod is grass, or the Zamazenta is metal. So we can always get full value out of Professor Oak setup. And if you get that off going super early, you know, you just set up your board for the rest of the game. The Professor Oak setup is super clutch. We play 3 Professor's Research, just because we actually really need to discard a hand draw 7 all the time. You know, once we get the loop going, we have pretty much everything we need in hand for the most part, right? All this goes back to hand. All we need to do is potentially reload our Coalossalas or whatever we want to spin into. So we play 3 of them. We play 3 Boss's Orders. Ignore the Lysandre. He is a Boss's Orders hybrid clone, I should say. And it's just because even though 100 is a good number for a hit and run, it's going to be a 2-shot, or no, it's pretty much a 3-shot on everything, right? Sometimes a 4-shot. So they're going to try and hide in the bench and stuff like this. Trying to make sure you can go catch him up and kill them. And you play 1 Marnie as well. Now just have a little bit of disruption. My sister was adamant to play a Marnie. You know, if we want to do something like this, I'm fine with that. But having the 1 Marnie is pretty cool. Add a little bit of disruption. Then we move on to the trainers. 4 Switch, just because, you know, sometimes we're not always going to have Air Balloon attached, or, you know, we're not going to be able to maneuver around all our Pokemon freely. They might like, play a Tool Scrapper to get off our Air Balloon, so we play 4 Switch to get around this. 4 Poké Gear, this is mainly just so we can hit up Professor Oak setups nice and early. This also alleviates us at playing 3 Research to a certain extent as well. But it's mainly so we can get our Oak set up as early as possible. We then play 4 Quick Ball, just because we need to find our basics down early. We need to evolve up our Coalossal, we need to find our Scooby, we need to find our Wimpod. So Quick Balls let us do that. We play one stadium, it's a kite X-Well. So I could, for the life of me, couldn't really think of a good stadium to run in here. You could run Shrine, but it seems like you're just putting it in for the sake of it. And while I couldn't think of one, I thought, you know, kite X-Well would be good in that scenario and to deny stuff like Thunder Mountain. We also play the Lily's Polka Doll, because again, we don't always have to spin into our Co-Solas. We can just spin into a doll, and this is going to force the boss's orders, you know. And if they're playing boss's orders to go around doll or go around Co-Sola or even Zamazenta V, that means they're not developing their board, guys. And if they want to try, you know, hold on until they get boss's orders, that's fine. You can just punch them in the mouth for 100 again on a non-GX. So dolls just give you a lot more options and a lot more time to get set up if you need it. 3 Pokecoms and 2 Evolution Incense. This is just so you can find your Pokemon nicely. We do play quite a lot, so communication is pretty much always live, and Incense finds our Galarian and Coalossal. We play 3 Air Balloon. Ignore them; they are float stone. Well, they are float stone. They're meant to be air balloons though. And this is just so we can maneuver around our Galarian and Coalossal in case they, you know, they don't want to knock them out or they just pass or whatever. We can just retreat, bang, hit them again. And then I know that these are DCE guys, but let me be. I didn't get to use my Heart Gold Soul Silver DCEs much, so I want to get my value. They're obviously Twin Energy, and then 3 Triple Accelerations to round off the list. You could just get away playing 4 twins. That's what the original list was, but I was a bit scared of not finding them, so I put in a few Triple Accelerations. Worth noting that these don't ever get discarded because they're always going back to your hand before the end of the turn. So one other thing I wanted to try and fit in here, and it's something that I think you might have to squeeze in, is the new Mimikyu, the one that stops bench Pokemon healing. And that's just going to stop Malamar, because obviously a lot of these decks now are going to go down more of a tanky build with, like, you know, your VMAXs and all this. Malamar, which basically erases one of your hit and runs. So, and having the heal block Mimikyu would stop that. But yeah, this is the list, guys. It's actually a super fun archetype. Feel free to give it a go. It's actually so much fun to play. Watching my sister play it, I'm playing it. It's just super fun. So make sure you give it a go. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that, guys, though. I'm going to put out a Darkness Ablaze deck, I think, at least once a day. So make sure you hit subscribe. A lot with gameplay as well. I've got gameplay of this lined up. So make sure you hit subscribe, hang around the channel, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.